living his dream, kicking for Ohio State from 50 for the win and a spot in the national championship game. It's on the way. No good. He hooked it. And Georgia is going to survive.
It was so hard to hold in and not tell you.
You wasn't be going good, baby. Woo! Goosebumps. Yeah.
He goes, living his dream, kicking for Ohio State. Oh, God.
And now it's a nightmare. But his dick didn't work for the rest of the night. Just full turtle.
He got Lorena Bobbitt
Hooked down.
A flaccid kick and a flaccid penis. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, everybody.
And welcome to From Behind the Barcast, the podcast for bartending, service industry, drinking in general, and excellence in sports. We'll get a little more to that later. I am Paxton Quigley. We have Mr. Clint Moses, and we have Sunset Kelly on the ones and twos. It is a good new year. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2023. We are so glad you've been with us for 2 years if you've been with us for 2 years.
Yes.
If you've been with us for a shorter time, thank you so much. Thank you to the patrons. We got 2 new ones.
Yes, thank you to Ben, my fellow nerd.
Yes.
And to Jack O'Connor.
Oh, man. And Jack's going to start helping us out a little bit every now and then.
And Ben has all the Infinity Gems, so.
Snap our fingers, podcast
there
is over. We'd like to thank the patrons for being Patreons. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a Patreon tonight where we tell our deepest, darkest New Year's stories.
Yes, and we have a little surprise announcement for the Patreon that y'all will get next week.
Yes, the Platonics will get it. The subprimals will get it next week. And let's go ahead and warn the people.
Next week will be episode 99 and a half.
Yes.
Because it should be 100, but due to some amazing things happening.
Some extenuating circumstances.
We will be going to watch the national championship game next Monday at Huc-A-Poos. So we will not be doing a full podcast. We'll do a half of a podcast.
Pretty much.
99 and a half. And then we will go cheer on the Georgia Bulldogs. So
yes.
Speaking of which.
He always. Hey! Did you touch my stuff? Did you touch my stuff? Did you put your balls on my drum kit?
Every time.
Hey,
Go!
Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, we are celebrating the new year and the Georgia victory over Ohio State Buckeyes with
a nice, sparkling bottle in this beautiful Vouv. Now, normally you don't want to pop champagne. You want to make it quiet, but I'm going to, just for today.
Just for tits and giggles.
Tits and giggles. It's going to get a little bit of...
Well done.
So...
And what are we drinking?
Josh Prosecco that I put in this Vouv Clicquot jacket. Because I'm not... I love us, but a $70 bottle of Vouv was not exactly going to be happening on the podcast. Shout out to Rob Kissabeth, one of our favorite Patreons and friends. He brought a bottle of Vouv over for New Year's Eve, which we promptly popped after the game.
And is that where the sleeve came from as well?
Ice jacket, as they call it.
So the ice jacket, does that go in the freezer first? And then
with it keeps it colder.
Oh, okay. So it does it have like jelly in it or anything?
It's a sparkling koozie, basically.
All right. I'm going to get the sound effect right on this one. I've already got my finger on the button. And cheers. Oh, man. Man, when things work out like missing field goals at the end of the game. So how was your weekend, Clint?
I mean, god damn, I can't believe I can talk. Yesterday was a little rough. Thank you, Hot Tea, for getting my voice back today.
Hot tea and probably.
And a ton of honey in that hot tea. I mean, what a game. I mean, we went, at 11:59 p.m., I was in the shittiest mood.
Yeah, buddy.
And then at midnight and 30 seconds.
Yes.
He missed.
So the celebration, and we'll get into my part in a little bit, but just quickly, the celebration was 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year.
Everybody. I wasn't at a bar, but Vinny said it's social, same thing. Like, everyone was like, yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. 3, 2, 1. He missed! I've never heard more exultation.
I mean, all the glass tables on my porch are rattling as Rob and I are jumping up and down, hugging each other, and we run in the house to talk shit. His girlfriend was an Ohio State fan for some reason on
wore an
Saturday.
Ohio State shirt and everything.
Yeah. But I do want to give her a quick shout out though, because as happens at midnight, fireworks go bananas.
Yes.
And then, which we were a little delayed because things. So my dog, who already had a 10x.5, does not like the fireworks.
Me too.
So as I come back into the house, Sydney, while not celebrating because she just lost, is actually nicely trying to put my dog's Thunder Buddy jacket on him. So thank you.
Sweet.
Because Julie was like, we're screaming and yelling. I'm running in the house screaming and yelling. And he's like, ah!
He thinks you're dying.
Yes. I let him get in my seat on my couch. He has never been on my couch before. But he was just so, we're, the game's going on. We're mad. Yeah. He's like scared. So, and people are shooting off fireworks. So I was like, you know what? You can get in my chair. So he lays down and he's like, okay, not moving.
This is weird.
I'd go outside to smoke and come back, and then there was a bone next to him. And I come back, do it again, another bone. But he's looking at me like, those just showed up here. I don't know where these bones came from.
I guess that lady Sydney must have put those up here next to me.
Look at me like, I don't want to move from this spot ever.
Oh, so he would only travel to grab his bones while you weren't there because he was afraid if you saw him get off of the couch.
He'd be like, hey, okay, it's over. You had your time.
And he has no idea that his namesake is literally the greatest Georgia football coach.
Yeah.
And he could have done anything he wanted to.
I tell you what, on Monday, a week from tonight, if Kirby wins, that's 2, baby. Ain't nobody else got 2. And 2 in 2 years. Be the first back-to-back ever in the playoff era winner.
Oh, yeah.
Bama in the BCS era won at 2011, 2012.
Florida did it too, didn't they?
They were one on, one off. And then in the 40s, Nebraska did it. In the 30s, some school we don't.
Oh, and Yale probably did it 7 years in a row in the leather helmet. Yeah, leather helmet days.
The ball was actually a pig.
Like 4 games.
It was a pig spleen.
So
sewn
I
together.
mean, just couldn't. It was. We played probably one of our worst games of the year. And they played their best game of the year, and we were just better.
Yeah.
And their kicker wasn't good enough. But our kicker missed 2 field goals, hasn't missed 2 ever in a game in his career. He's the most accurate kicker in Georgia history and missed 2 field goals.
Okay, how poetic is this? So I'm working, and I'm able to watch most of the game because most of the people there are also watching the game along with me. There's 5 to 10 periods of time where no one ordered anything.
Yeah, because they're all just dialed in,
right? So I'm able to watch. We missed that first field goal. The Ohio State coach celebrated like they had just won the damn game.
Yeah.
He was popping champagne in his mind.
Yeah.
And it's so poetic that his kicker missed the winning field
goal. It's funny because they showed Stetson Bennett's face throughout the game in the fourth quarter.
It's great.
Serious mad, then dialed in, and then
Did you cook a beef welly?
So shout out to my buddy Richard's wife, Sydney. She prepped a beef welly for me.
Okay.
But 3 of them. One's in the freezer. We cooked 2. But I talked to him on the phone Thursday night, and he was coming down from Charleston about how to. I'd never made one before. She's made 10. She was going to walk me through.
Because you got to get the duxelle right. You got to get the pancake right.
Time's got to wait. And it was going to. And I worked more last week than I have in a single week in a very, very long time.
Likewise.
It was the busiest week of the year. And so I'm exhausted. I mean, double, single shift, all in 4 days. It was a lot of work. And so she was like, I'll just make it for you and send it down. I was like, well, you don't have to do that. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I love you so much.
Because a beef welly, I don't know if you know this, but that's a whole loin of
tenderloin.
Tenderloin. And those are very expensive.
Yeah, so I've been motor $100. It was like, keep the change.
Sure, yeah.
And she made it all wrapped us. All we had to do was score it, egg wash, put it in the oven. The smaller of the 2 was perfect medium rare all the way through. The other one was a little medium well on the outsides, but it was great. Tasted amazing. Rob made mushroom risotto to go with it.
Risotto.
And
we're drinking prosecco.
And we had, as an appetizer, jalapeno popper beanie weenies in a blanket.
Oh, that's a lot of words.
Which disappeared from my house somehow. Fro stole them. He was like, "Can I make Moya a plate?" And I'm like, "I guess."
all beanie.
No, he took her like some because she ate the welly today and texted me, "Thank you," and I was like, that's where those damn jalapeno popper things went. Because either I don't remember eating them drunk when I came home. I didn't wake up with heartburn. So
did they dig out the jalapeno, put a weenie inside, wrap it in bacon?
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Fantastic. So in order to continue, we won. We were like, Fro's like, I want to go to the Brit. Like, let's go out. We're going to have, whatever. Everything's
That's
game.
the Britannia on Wilmington Island for all of our non-locals.
And we'll get into some of the things that happened there later. My buddy Richard was asleep. He missed the end of the game again. That's like the 3 out of the last 5 games.
But he never gets to go out or drink or do
he drinks
anything.
like once every 2 months, so he gets drunk. And I told him he was trying to go to beer at 3. I was like, look, this is a long day, buddy. And
the game doesn't start till at least 8:30.
Yeah, so you're going to be in for 1. And like he popped back up to life. I'll tell more about him on the Patreon. I don't want to dox the guy too much. But so the next day, as I do, I get up and I'm like, how long are you staying, buddy? He's like, a couple hours. I'm like, then I'm ordering you a bowl of pho too. So get an extra large bowl of pho from Saigon Bistro. He houses it in 20 minutes, has more gas than I've ever seen a human being get. And he's like burping, puking, burping, hiccuping, farting, everything. And he's like, I need to lay down. I'm like, you can't lay down. You need to walk. Walk it out. And then finally, after half an hour, he lays down. I wanted to nap also, but he was snoring and he has 2 kids and never gets to nap. So I was like, I'll let him sleep. So he takes a 2-hour nap. I'm getting just smoking weed and sitting on the couch. I'm like, you know what? What am I going to eat later? So I just start filling my cart with stuff and then taking it out and filling my cart with other stuff on Grubhub. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get a pizza and wings from Stoner's Pizza. Treat myself. $55 too.
For a pizza and wings.
What? 1 large pizza and 5 Fat Boy wings.
It better be good.
And it better be,
Jinx.
and it better be hot. And it was neither. It was good, but hot. The guy picked it up. I guess took like 3 other deliveries. He picked it up, and I got it an hour and 10 minutes later.
And he didn't have a hot bag.
Nope. So that pizza was cold.
You would think if you drove for...
I think he had the windows down, air on. He put it in a cooler.
His cooler accidentally fell over and all the ice got onto the pizza. Because think about it. Like, you pay $50 for a pizza and 5 wings. You at least want it to be tepid temperature.
Yeah, and like I was able... You can revive pizza, but it's not as good as it would have been if it had come in a hot bag or straight to my house as it should have. It's the risk you take with Grubhub. And... I was like, you know what?
You got a $7 credit to Stoner's Pizza.
To Grubhub.
Oh, you get...
Because I messaged him, I was like, look, this is... Because they always ask, how was it?
Yeah.
And I like, it was cold. And she's like, oh, we'll give you $5. I'm like, $5? She's like, how about 7? I was like, okay.
Fine.
Sweeten that pot.
Hey, that'll get you 2.5 wings from Stoner's, apparently.
So I
For the
eat
quarter.
3 of the wings and half of the pizza. I'm like, I'm just not satisfied. And I've been looking at this place called Etang. Rob texts me and goes, dude, I got Etang. Best fried rice, I think, in the city. And I was like,
okay.
$7 credit, huh? I'm ordering Etang. So I get an order of just fried rice from them, which shows up very hot and very ready to eat.
What if they had poot from Etang?
Oh, my God.
That sounds like an Asian dish. Oh, you want the poot? It's good.
Poo-poo platter?
Get from Poot Etang.
So over the course of the day, I ate 80% of that large bowl of pho.
All right.
I ate half pizza, 3 of those wings, and all of the fried rice. So I didn't eat until I got to your house tonight.
Oh wow!
I was like, I can't. Woof.
That's how I welled up an oyster, an ulcer. Was when I'd be hungover. The first thing I would do would be like a day's worth of Mexican.
Yeah.
Because down here at agave, as Jason Parrish calls it, it's agave, but he calls it agave. And I'd get the bacon burrito, which is,
oh yeah,
it's head size.
California burrito.
Yeah, so that's 3 meals, and then I'll be like, why do I have an ulcer? I must drink pickle juice. No, that's bad. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm gonna be healthy. I'm gonna make a oatmeal smoothie with raw oatmeal. No, that's sandpaper on a wound.
Yeah, my stomach was a little rough, but hey, that beat my hangover, and then my bidet got a beating today. When I told you when I'd be here, which I was, by the way, my New Year's Eve goal is to be on time. When I tell people I'm going to be on time, because this is not like we don't have a schedule, but I hate that I'm constantly late because things just happen. Yeah. And
well, just don't say 6. Say 6-ish.
Yes, I was like 6:05. I got here at 6:04. 6:04, and I added that extra 5 minutes because I had to go back to the bathroom one more time. So just what a fun.
Yeah.
Night.
So it couldn't have. All right. So
for everybody except for my dad.
Okay.
My father lives in Costin Bluff. I don't know why I just told everybody where he lives, but okay. There's a gate.
Don't go find Carl.
Yeah,
okay, leave him alone.
His name is Marl Ming.
Marl Ling.
At midnight. He calls me basically as the kick goes left. I'm like, why? Like, how is he? And I'm not looking at my phone. I look back at it, and he had 3 missed calls. So I call him back after we celebrate some. It's like 12:05, and he's like, what happened? And I'm like, well, we won. He's like, oh, everyone in my neighborhood's cable went out at midnight.
Oh,
the whole. So I go, we won. What left? And he screams, we won and we left. You hear people like various parts of the neighborhood like, thank you. It's an older neighborhood, so people couldn't figure out to look at their phone, I guess. I don't know. But it didn't get cable back to yesterday.
Well, if the cable went out, their internet might have went out.
Everything went out.
Yeah.
You're going to tell an old person to figure out to get off their Wi-Fi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing.
So I felt so bad for him because I thought he was just calling to celebrate. And I called back, it's midnight. My dad's an older guy. He'd had some scotches. He's like, well, Shout out to everybody that called me. I tried to call some people back, but I don't answer phones during the game.
No.
If you text me, sometimes I'll text you back at the quarter break or the halftime thing. But I did call Caitlin Burns and Smoot back because I loved them both. Yeah. And was like, hey, I love you. This is great. I got to go.
Speaking of Smoot, she bought one of my paintings this past weekend. So thank you very much for that. Also, here's the confluence of things that happened on New Year's was we complained last week that they're having a goddamn playoff game on New Year's Eve. The game starts around 8:30. That kick goes up right about the time of midnight, and
right after.
I mean, as close as, so you couldn't have planned it that way, but you couldn't have planned on the game being that close, especially with the TCU game.
The two closest playoff games in the season. But
so after I was like, wow, and it worked out perfectly for me on my shift because we were pretty slow up into the Georgia game because it's early on New Year's.
Yeah.
Everyone showed up for the Georgia game and squatted. So I didn't have this endless
rotating customers.
I didn't have an endless, which will make you more money in the long run, but it's kind of stressful, Yeah. So I had mostly people, and I still made decent money. And so I pay out my bar back. I'm about to just put this out here right now. I paid out my bar back, Joe Marvin Tenderloin, my man. And he goes, and I wasn't even being particularly generous. I paid him out more than the other 4 servers did combined.
That's fucked up.
On New Year's fucking Eve. I'll take that F with you, buddy.
For each of you. Hey, thanks for the F count. We'll try to get
So anyways, so Joe works super hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I pay him. Here's the thing, all service industry people. If you have someone that is helping you, like a bar back or a busboy or whatever.
Or a host or anything, yeah.
Because the Thursday before that, the busiest Thursday I've ever goddamn worked in my life. It was like a summer day. The weather wasn't like a summer day, but the weather was nice. It was like 60s.
And it had been so cold, people were coming out of the woodwork.
I didn't know anyone that came in except 2 or 3 people. It was all families that had come to visit for Christmas. And then, since it's nice on Tybee, they stayed over for a little bit. But I noticed something.
They couldn't get out of here because 95 was a shit mess for like 5 days.
So I did know one of the couples that came in and they sat at a dirty table and they're like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I get it. Because we had people sitting with other tables. And I was like, you're not getting anything until they get up. They're like combining tables and shit.
Yeah.
So it was getting super annoying. So she sits down with her husband and their coach. She's like, I'm sorry I sat on top of a dirty table. I'm like, I'm glad it's you here. Because you know that I'll be here in a minute to clean the table off. And then my buddy Joe T shows up and helps us out that day without being prompted. He was just like, oh shit, you guys look like.
But see, if I came in there to say hey, I would start working.
Just do a little something.
And I've come in there, you've been busy. I'll find something to do to help.
I'll grab some trash or something, you know, whatever.
Anything, because if you're in dire straits, I'm going to help. Because that's what you do.
So when she said that, she was like, I'm so sorry. She didn't say, don't put me on the podcast. But it sparked this thing that it's something I've kind of avoided or just haven't paid attention to yet. But in the past, 5 to 6 months, I've probably lost 20% of my normal customers because of this podcast.
Really?
I will see.
Afraid of being put on blast?
I will see my regulars walk up and they'll go, going inside. They will not sit at my bar.
Don't be afraid. Paxton won't dox you. I will.
That's what I'm saying. I don't ever talk about my friends or people that I know on here really, unless it's positive.
Yeah.
But I've had so many people be like, hey, could I get a Tito's soda? Do not put me on your podcast. I'm like, I won't.
Yeah, y'all don't be afraid of Paxton unless you drive a Porsche.
All right, so I'm going to put someone on right now. Maddie, Pierce, and Franklin, right? Yeah. They come in all the time. Maddie's always like, don't put me on there. I'm like, baby.
It's always positive.
I would never.
We warned you about poop.
Because she brought in a glass of sparkling grape juice because she doesn't drink. And she was like, I'll pay for it. I was like, honey, child.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
I will cool down 10 bottles of the sparkling grape juice for you. You know what I mean? I love you. But anyways, so I need to start doing numbers every year and be like, all right, since from the beginning of the podcast to 2 years in.
Less money.
Spreadsheets.
Tip finance.
But speaking of sporting excellence, as the dogs did, today I caught the bug. I caught the disc golf bug. My would-be date to the Christmas party, and then my actual date to the Christmas party, Kelly and Martin respectively.
You whore.
Kelly and Martin respectively, they texted me this afternoon and said, hey, we're going to disc golf. Now, I purchased 2 sets of a putter, driver, mid-range. One for me, one for Allie. She and I went out there, but every time we go out there...
We're talking about disc golf, right?
Disc golf.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing about me.
I don't know a lot about disc golf. So
Neither do I. Here's the thing about me.
But I'm learning to learn, unlike you in Star Trek.
Shut up. Here's the thing about me you might not know. I'm not really great at interacting with humans
Anybody.
or anyone. I don't like seeing people. I don't like and typically whenever I go out to the park where the disc golf is to shoot hoops or, just jog a little bit, whatever, anyone I see playing disc golf, I'm like, definitely wouldn't want to talk to them. Definitely wouldn't want to be on the tee box with them. People, I'm just like, this isn't my crowd. So I've always been reticent.
But you're friendly with a lot of those people, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. The people that I don't know.
Oh,
I see a lot of people that I do know playing out there. That's fine. But it's the people that I don't know. I don't want to interact with or be on the same tee box with. So I was pretty reticent to go today. We got out there. The parking lot was full. I was like, I almost drove right through the parking lot. Be like, sorry, guys. Got out there, had the best time. Me, Kelly, Martin. Martin was just blazing up the whole time. I got a little contact high, no panic attack. And I shot well, and the whole reason for the story is I was talking about sporting excellence. I've never played 9 holes of disc golf. Number one, because I'm too confused.
You shot like 2, right?
I shot even par,
that's
baby.
Right, that's right, yeah.
And that had me 3 strokes better than Kelly.
So Kelly, what's your handicap?
I don't know.
Through the first 7 holes, we were all pretty even. It was like no one was over. You might have been 1 over at 7 or something like that. I shot even with 1 birdie.
Beginner's luck. Nice.
I know.
Nice.
Well, you can throw pretty good too. I mean,
it's not knowing how to throw. That's like I don't have an idea of where it should go, so I just kind of softly lay up a little bit. But
there's all sorts of ways of navigating it. I mean, Holland, who bartends down at Sandbar, he plays a lot. He's got like
yeah, how do you like them apples?
Anyway, as I was saying. I mean,
but I'm into it now. So I've got the bug, and as long as there's not a lot of people out there, we should.
Welcome to From Behind the Disc Golf Box.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll do the Behind the Barcast Open.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So as we're drinking this sparkling from, do you know what the glass says there?
Let's see. Sean and Charlotte. Oh, where did we?
February 10th, 2018. I brought that because when you have a wedding, you buy a bulk.
I had some baby ones though. Someone had a baby.
They're Eric Dunn. He canceled us, so I'm not going to use his glasses. So Charlotte went to California, where Sean's family's from, in Northern California, in Willits, which is right north of Humboldt County. Okay. So they're the top part. Well, there's Mendocino County up there. There's wineries, and Charlotte talked to her Wednesday. We kind of got caught up about an hour and a half because I was like midnight. I was like, oh, I can call Charlotte because she's on the other side of the country. So, hey, how was Christmas? She's like, yeah, we did this. And then the other day we went to this little winery, got some good wines, pretty good rosé. And I'm like, oh, she's like, yeah, it's a small thing. And then she makes very light of this winery. And I'm like, well, what's the name of the winery? She's like, it's Roederer. I'm like, Roederer? Roederer Vineyards is it's the biggest sparkling. They make like one of the best sparklings in California. When the president of France, Macron, came to meet Joe Biden.
Please continue. I'm very interested in this wine conversation.
It's going somewhere.
not so far.
The president of California, the president of France ordered their rosé to the White House when he came to the White House to meet Joe Biden.
Really?
That's how big this winery is.
Oh, okay.
The Le Hermitage Rosé is fire. 99 point. It's one of my favorites. But little winery. I live in California.
You know what else they have in California? Weederys, too. And in Humboldt, I think they might have named a weed or two after that.
And they have a Humboldt Fog ashed goat cheese. Have you heard that before?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
They use the stems and seeds from the wine vines in Mendocino County.
I've gotten that from the Kroger over here. Yeah.
One of my favorite goat cheese.
Shout out to Sean, too, Charlotte's husband, because I just learned this about him the other night, and you were telling me.
Oh, yeah.
He has he has 2 social medias, right?
Yep.
TikTok and Facebook.
Yep.
Never likes, upvotes, comment. He's never.
He is legit full ghost on Facebook, but he looks. He'll be like, yeah, I saw this on Facebook. I saw it on Facebook. I'm like,
because TikTok, you're looking if you look at TikTok for 4 minutes, you've seen 55 videos. That's just the way it is. So he's consuming it, but not interacting at all. I love you. We are kindred spirits.
Yeah, that's a smooth move right there. So how was your New Year's Eve, other than the wonderful sporting events?
Well, the thing about New Year's was I got there super early and it was misty You know?
Super foggy.
It was really foggy.
Oh, yeah, our ride home took a half an hour.
So I got there super early, and Bremer had already set everything up pretty well, or whatever, or it had been set up well from the night before. So I didn't have
likes to go.
Yeah, but he doesn't normally set himself up to go. It's just today. I just don't think he sold any, or that day, I don't think he sold anything. So it was stocked because if you don't sell anything, it still remains in the cooler, you know. And so I get there. It was fine. The shift was fine, but it snowballed towards the end because you get busier and busier and busier and busier and busier. And then as the night went on, but it was nothing like the Thursday day that I worked. Now I'm going to have to make a voiceover. It's called Tales from the Daytime. Tales from the Daytime. I'm going to have to turn those down later on.
Sorry about your ears.
But so the first table I had on Thursday was this old couple, and they weren't that old, but they were old enough to sit across the table from each other and pretend that they couldn't hear each other. Now, this is what old couples do. So he goes, yeah, honey, I think Kansas is going to be so-and-so, play so-and-so. And she goes, Kansas State? He goes, yeah, Kansas is a state, but it's Kansas, not Kansas. He knew what the F she was talking about. So I'm in the kitchen. I hear him going, Kansas State? No, Kansas. I know that she was just trying to annoy her husband. And I was like, I love this old couple.
That's great.
Because they're willfully pretending like you don't understand or hear what they're saying. It's such a 20 years together.
Yeah. 20 years. Years are generous.
And Al was working for, Al came up with the best new Al-ism. We were opening one of the doors, and they had put a new wheel on it, which inadvertently made it harder to open, even though it was supposed to improve it. So Al, off the dome, he was like, around here, if it ain't broke, break it.
Break it. That is a good one. That is a good one, Al. If it ain't broke, break it.
So then we're not busy yet. Poor Al has got the whole deck to himself, and the deck is just
jumping.
I had 24,000 steps that day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did
by 5 o'clock.
On Tuesday, on my double,
yeah,
11.2 miles. On Thursday, on my double, 10.5 miles.
Yeah, 24K.
12 hours each shift, too.
24K is like 5 miles or something like that, right?
Yeah. I have a lot longer to walk than you do.
Yeah.
At times, I have to go upstairs for certain things, and it's all cobblestone, so it feels like it's longer.
Yeah.
And
so my second table was a lady. She sits down.
Lady.
And I was like, hey, can I get you something to drink? She goes, no, I'm waiting on someone. I'll wait till they get here. I was like, all right, well, I hope they get here soon because I know we're going to be pretty busy. 40 minutes pass. I was like, honey.
Oh, damn.
I was like, you sure you got someone? She's like, yeah, I don't know.
Do you want a water?
I don't know where they are. Yeah, I was like, yeah, well, let's get you something to drink, this and that. It's the 11th hour. I can see it. I mean, she's been on her phone.
Oh, no.
I think it's like a man or her. No, it's just her friend who didn't want to stop shopping at the Bella Art Gallery or something like that. I was like, you left this lady here.
Oh, what a dick.
I mean, I'm seeing sweat dripping off of her brow. She is worried that that she has lied to me or that she's going to be...
you get self-conscious, like, I swear I have friends.
I swear, there's a friend in this world that likes me. I felt so bad for her. But then I didn't have the capacity to feel bad for anyone because Thursday was the shittiest of shit shows, and that's all I'm going to say about it because I want to keep it positive. But... Other than that, not. Yeah. No,
so, was there any live music or anything at Huc-A-Poos on New Year's Eve?
Thank you. I forgot to tell you that. Thank you. So last week, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Last week, we talked shit about DJ Faux-Breeze.
Yes. Not because of Faux-Breeze, because that Faux is good. Not Faux is good, not him.
Whom DJ'd our Christmas party and was terrible. So I get the news on Thursday morning before the shift. Sweet Amanda comes in. She goes, I just listened to the podcast. Do you know who's DJing our New Year's Soul Train party? I was like, shut up.
A Soul Train theme party.
Soul Train theme party. Everyone's dressed in 70s rompers and sparkly hairs and this and that, right? Here comes Faux-Breeze to come set up. Now, the best part about it is Eric did not turn the game sound off until the game was over.
No, you don't.
And you shouldn't. So the game sounds on until, just after midnight. He goes, DJ Faux-Breeze, what up? Soul Train party. Brown, brown, doo-doo pants. Come on. Brown, brown, doo-doo pants. I was like, okay. He's going off brief just to get the party started.
Yeah. Which is already energy is on 1,000.
Yeah, exactly. Second song. not from the 70s, never been played on Soul Train. I was like, whoop, there it is. Has been played on Soul Train. Okay, I get it. We didn't get
so was he keeping the train theme alive with train wrecking between tracks? Was he trying to mix again?
He would go, this is how he made it Soul Train. He goes, Huc-A-Poos, y'all. New Year's, y'all. Soul Train, y'all. We are family about an hour and a half in. Which hour and a half in from midnight, I don't know if you're good at the maths, but that's about 1:30. It stopped at 2 o'clock. Come on, man.
So he played like 270 songs?
270 songs, probably 270
Soul Train
songs.
went until the 90s, but like...
No,
but the theme is
you
Soul
know
Train
what
era.
we're talking about.
70s, early 80s at best.
You know what we're talking about when it comes. So I was like, I was sure that he was going to play. All right, split it down the middle, 50-50.
Yeah,
fine, whatever. Brown doo-doo pants, and a lap to the left, brown doo-doo pants.
So he just doesn't understand anything.
He doesn't get it. And all right, here's the best
He doesn't
part.
get anything.
So I couldn't go inside, but Allie was going.
All of his like creativity went into that crappy banner.
I'm the banner that says Rehab Entertainment, what Overdose Entertainment,
Overdose Entertainment or something.
God.
It's DJ Faux-Breeze and Grandmaster Flat or
All right,
Marshall
so
or whatever.
I think his girlfriend or his wife or his whatever was there. So Allie goes, yeah, there's this girl back there holding a microphone, and it seemed like she was about to sing every end of song and go, never mind.
Just wanted to hold the mic. It's just her
She might have been making some of the money that they were paid, so she was like, I have to, it's like...
Was it plugged in?
It's like, I don't know. It's like sweeping that one piece of dust around when it's 4 o'clock and you get off at 5.
That old Italian man from the villa. With that broom that's not doing anything.
So listen.
Carlo Costanza.
So I DJ weddings sometimes, and I'm not going to pretend I DJ in terms of like mixing beats a lot or whatever,
Yeah.
but here's what you do. All right. I DJ'd RIP Chris Wessling. I DJ'd him and Lakeisha's wedding, right? Lakeisha gave me a playlist of songs that she wanted to hear. Some of these songs were very U-turns from the other. It would be like End of the Road by Boys to Men, straight into Old Town Road, right? Here's what you do. At the end of the song, you go, ladies and gentlemen, the bride and groom are looking very beautiful tonight as you press play on the next song so that the buffer between the two is not dead air.
Yes, or the sound of two trains colliding.
Or the sound of, or this. You know when they whip the record back?
Yeah.
You know when you do that? When you're about to change the song. You don't go, and then the song starts back because they forgot to cue the other one. Come on, man.
This guy just won't go because he played somewhere on Wilmington Island on, I think, Wednesday night.
Faux-Breeze is smelling up all of Savannah
yeah,
right now. This dude is omnipresent, man.
He's striking while the iron's hot. This is not going to last long.
This will not last long. I'm doing a Yelp review on Faux-Breeze and Overdose Entertainment.
Speaking of music, R.I.P. to Gangsta Boo.
Gangsta Boo, R.I.P. baby. R.I.P. Big Joey as well.
3-6 Mafia.
Yeah.
Not Big Joey, but
yeah.
R.I.P. Big Joey. He passed away. He was a Tybee. Been there for what, 20 years?
Yeah, and he ran. He always did the costume karaoke contest.
Yes, he did. That's right.
Now he's a big boy. Now this is bravery. He was a very big boy. Here's the bravery. He did. I've never seen the movie, but it's Tom Cruise where he sings. He's in his underwear and he slides into the room. Risky Business.
Home Alone?
Risky Business. Yeah.
And he sings the Bob Seger song, or whatever, old time rock and roll. My big man went up there with kind of unwashed whitey tighties and sang that song.
We don't want to slander the devil.
No, that's not slander.
I want to know where they weren't washed.
That's not slander. That's his bravery. He's so brave.
Did he need some Chipotle way?
He's so brave. He could have used Faux-Breeze probably, but not DJ Faux-Breeze. Thank you very much. We are boycotting DJ Faux-Breeze from any of our part. He can work anywhere else.
Speaking of the breeze, do you smell that breeze in the air? Coach's Corner Wings, courtesy of Carl.
We have chicken wings downstairs.
Yesterday was my stepmother Lola's 60th birthday. Happy birthday, Lola. We don't do birthdays a lot, but her birthday was yesterday. Carl threw her a second surprise party.
Happy birthday, Tyler from the Kitchen at Pooh's. His birthday was on New Year's Eve.
Yep. Happy birthday to Tyler as well.
And we sang Bobo happy birthday like 14 times. Not his birthday. It was just.
But I bet he was getting it.
He was pissed. Every time I walk in, it's just like, It's Bobo's birthday. I don't know, but I've been told Bobo's getting pretty old.
You can tell, and you can tell customers that, and they'll always happy birthday. You could totally have done that too. That'd be messed up. Well, let's do that.
Well, let's go eat them wings, and we'll see y'all in the second half. I don't know, but I've been told Bob. And welcome back to From Behind the Barcast, the podcast for watching Netflix and chilling. Let me tell you.
That's what I did last night. I was all footballed out. I couldn't even watch the last game unless I was like, I just need to.
Because we all three, independently, without discussing it, watched Knives Out, Glass Onion.
Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, starring Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc. And I've never seen the original.
Which is so weird to me. You started with number 2.
Normally every morning I start with a number 2. Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing I forgot to say. Thursday, I got up and I had to deliver the painting that Smoot had bought from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get to do my normal routine. So I get to work Thursday and... But I couldn't. I didn't have time. So I started playing a game called How Long Can You Hold Your Pee? Which is not good for your prostrate or your colon because
kidneys.
Because I had to poop so bad.
You're afraid.
I was afraid to pee.
We've all had that fear.
I went and trickled pee because I would have enough time to pee.
You just dripped your faucet a little?
I would just go blip, 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 blip. When I got home, buddy, Allie was like, hey, I'm coming over. I was like, nope, not for an hour. And then guess what? We went and ate Mexican after.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
But that night we watched Knives Out, Glass Onion edition, whatever. And people are poo-pooing it. Now, I'm not familiar with the character or the first.
A certain douchebag named Ben Shapiro is poo-pooing it, and Ben Shapiro is poo-poo. So
he is poo-poo, yes. So they were his criticisms were the storytelling. It was too backwards for him. Like too much was revealed too early and things like that. And it's like, have you ever seen a Quentin Tarantino movie?
Exactly.
Like some of the details you want early, and that makes the mystery a little more mysterious.
Exactly.
And at work we have a lot of what would you call him, Benoit?
Buffoon.
That man is a buffoon.
That man is an out-and-out buffoon.
He said, nobody tried to kill you, you buffoon.
All right, just breatherate for a second. Now, we're not going to spoil it, but I think it's a good watch.
Yes.
I did too.
It's a very good watch. And there's some just great quotes in there, like, strange case from the start. A case with a hole in the middle. A donut. But my favorite quote is from Kate Hudson's character. Is like she's a kind of a Kardashian-esque.
Yeah.
She at the start of right before the pandemic had made a line of sweatpants, and her manager messaged her and was like, "Look, this place we're going to get sweatpants made is like the most notorious sweatshop in all of Korea." She's like, "Sounds great, let's go." She's like, "So I went and did it." She's like, "Wait, you don't think sweatshops is where you make sweatpants, do you?" And she went, You don't think you think sweatshops are where you make sweatpants?
My only beef with it at all was the characters were so it was like you trying to not use someone's name. One of those characters was purely Joe Rogan. Or, Joe Rogan-esque.
You think the Batista character is meant to be Joe Rogan?
It's meant to be...
He wasn't smart, though.
No, it's meant to be based off of...
Like a Joe Rogan listener.
Hollywood's idea of him.
I think more of a Joe Rogan listener.
Yeah, sure.
The average Joe Rogan listener, kind of.
Like him and Andrew Tate put together.
Yeah, he was more Andrew Tate than Rogan. He was like a men's rights activist.
But at the same time, he was such a puppy wanting like fame and recognition and a job, really. Well, I don't want to spoil
Andrew
the
Tate
whole
probably
movie.
is.
Yeah, exactly.
On the inside. Because when he broke character on Your Mom's House for a minute, I was like, oh.
But so they were, but you could say that within that movie, there might have been a lot of, oh shit, it's the Karen. Look at this guy, try it on. Of the week. It's the Karen of the week. Oh, shit.
Oh no, I spilled it.
Oh, wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, while Karen gets prepared here.
Here, hold on, I want to solve that glass onion mystery. So, I got to cool off before I put this hot ass wig on and do this Karen because this bitch, this
I said,
Darren, this Karen, this Darren. I don't know who to blame. I'm not blaming the dog because it's not the dog's fault.
it was a couple, though.
It was a couple.
What you're telling me.
My table, it was Thursday. And Thursday, the weather got nice. People were sitting outside again. I have one outside table, and my section is like a mile from there, but you can see it from inside, but you can't like slip notes through the door or anything. Well, not yet. I might make something like, are you okay out there? They sit down. I hear them before I see them because they have a schnauzer. It's about 30 pounds. It's on a harness. It's in a retractable leash. Retractable leashes aren't good for your dog. They chase the dog. They have control. You don't. However, this dog barked at every dog that came by. And there's lots of dogs on River Street. But it wasn't a regular bark. It was... and it was loud, piercing, and you could hear it through the whole restaurant. So their table is like 2 from the door. But the dog is barking, and it's just echoing. Because leave the door open. It's echoing into the building and bouncing off the cobblestones.
You guys have a lot of glass out front, too? Was there a little reverberation off
more
of that?
clues of where I work now. It's on River Street. There are cobblestones, and there was a dog on Thursday. If you heard it, it sounded like a dying
I think I heard it from down here, honestly. But.
And so they order 2 expensive drinks, 2 appetizers, and then the 2 most expensive entrees we have. So I'm like, well, but she goes, I want the filet, butterfly, well done. Karen.
Wow.
Karen, we're going to cook the shit out of the steak. It's fine. But if you're the kind of person that orders a well-done steak, you let your dog bark continuously. You don't.
Without reprimand at all?
Yeah. I mean, look, I understand if you're traveling with your dogs. I asked, they were up from Miami. Shocker. And I was like, where are y'all staying? They're at the hotel. One of the hotels that's pet friendly. So you could leave your dog in there. And it can't see any other dogs. If you have like a sound machine or something on, it won't,
Yeah.
But if you know it's going to bark at every single dog, you're ruining everyone's day. Everyone, Karen and Darren, his day is ruined. So as I bring the dinner out, he's got the dog in his lap. I'm going to put the food down thinking he's going to move dog. And dog immediately goes for the plate because they let their dog eat off their plates, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do that at restaurants against health code. So I'm like, you want to get him? He's like, oh, he's fine. He just wants the macaroni and cheese.
What?
You feed your schnauzer macaroni and cheese? No wonder he's screaming.
It has bowel problems.
It has. Yeah, it's parent problems, bowel problems. It's a...
So, and
they
without
20%.
no reprimanding of the dog, though.
Not at 1 second. Oh, he just wants to play with them. No, he doesn't. He wants to annoy everyone's life. And it's not the dog's fault, it's your fault. Because one, you're a bad dog owner. You haven't trained your dog not to bark. You can get little collars that give a little light zap.
Yeah.
And dogs have a lot of thick hair and fur on their neck, so it doesn't hurt them. But it lets them know it's not a good thing to do.
Well, that's if you get a rescue dog that's already been not trained.
They paid $2,000 for this dog, I'm sure.
Right.
It's
so they
well
probably raised it from a puppy and never reprimanded it for. And I'm not saying beat your dog, but
you can train your dog. There's barking breeds. Schnauzers are one of them.
Yeah.
But you can train them to not bark. I've seen plenty that are well-behaved dogs.
or to not react to other dogs
Correct.
in that manner.
Exactly. And when it's doing it, they're not doing anything. They're just like, it's like they can't hear it anymore. It's like a screaming baby in a plane.
It's like the old couple. They just pretend they don't hear each other because they hear that damn dog.
But they took 20%. That machine makes it, I explained to you, I'll give you all a clue on Patreon what kind of machine we use. It's called a tease. What wasn't a tease is when I was a kid, I had a neighbor that had a dog named Sax. Sax was also a schnauzer. And poor Sax had one bad habit. He liked to chase the UPS truck. He did not like the UPS truck. When Sax was 12, he caught it.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Caught them hands too.
Yeah, UP Schnauzer.
Yeah.
United Parcels Schnauzer.
UP, see you later.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the dog did not die.
Oh no!
So everyone in the neighborhood's like gathering around, trying to know what to do. And the guy who owned the dog, his wife had died like 4 months prior from like a long bout with brain cancer. This guy's been going through it. And he looked, my dad, we were out playing football or something when it happens. And we heard the noise. And my dad went, well, he caught it. Because you would hear it through the neighborhood as it did it. It was an annoying dog.
Yeah.
But they were good people, but the dog was annoying. And so we kind of run over there. And my dad looks at Jack. And he looks at my dad and he was like, do you mind doing this? And my dad was like, I'll be right back. Ran in the house, got a gun, went over there. And you don't want the dog to suffer.
Yeah,
if my
course.
dog was dying like that, it would suck. But I'm not going to let my dog suffer.
I thought you meant your dad was going to go get him the cocktail, like the 3-drug cocktail that they do for criminals.
Carl's not rocking. He's not doing assisted suicide at the house.
I just thought
He's not a buffoon.
I thought since he was a doctor, he's like, I got a cocktail I can whip up real quick. He just puts bleach and vinegar in there.
Go over there and choke the dog out.
Little sugar water.
I've been wanting to do this for 12 years.
I'm surprised he wasn't like, hey, I know you hate him. You want to go ahead and end this for me?
One of y'all, the whole neighborhood just goes to.
like Office Space when they bring the copier out of the office.
I was going on American History X over here. If you can't see my foot.
Drag him to the curb real quick.
Schnauzer, that's a Jewish dog, right? Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh, well. So Paxton,
my Darren is a repeat because my wasn't. I don't know if it was last week, Darren, but he's colloquially known now as Porche Darren. So Thursday, the busiest day I've ever worked daytime, Porche Darren comes in, and if you remember him, I told you that he had a very young girlfriend the last time he came in. Well, it turns out someone had mentioned this. They were like, "How much do you think he paid for the day for her?" I was like, "Nah, he's just one of them dudes that like." He preys on young women because he's got money and they're dumb, whatever, and he lets people drive his Porsche around. He came in with a young brown girl this time. New girl, definite wig. Now, I'm not saying...
I hope it was better than mine.
It was definitely better than that, but I'm not saying that wig on young brown lady denotes escort, but it kind of does.
She was a Porsche escort? New brand of Porsche.
New brand of Porsche. So I see him. I don't mention it to anyone, right? So because we're very busy, I didn't even care about him. I was actually hoping he wanted some smoke because he was supposed to listen to the podcast, but I knew he wouldn't. You know?
Yeah.
So I was just like, I kept like kind of making myself like available. Seen, you know? That's where you get Huc-A-Poos, where you go to see.
You were peacocking like Mike.
Yeah, and I was like, nothing. Okay, all right. About an hour into him being there.
Was he making out with her at the table like he was the other one?
No. So that there was no place to sit.
Or did she make out with somebody else?
They had to sit on the couch. So our gnarly couch.
Oh,
too.
in Tyler's bed? Okay.
Tyler's bed, sorry. And so Amanda comes up to me. She goes, Paxton, is that Porsche guy right there? I said, yes. How did you figure it out? She goes, he told me about his business downtown. I was like, yes.
Did he offer to let you ride in his Porsche?
So then I went to go take the trash out, and what was it? Porsche with the top down. Guess what happened 30 minutes later? Not a lot of rain, but enough rain.
Enough rain
to make me happy.
To get his Porsche wetter than he can make a girl without paying her.
Because if you saw this dude, literally, he looks like he's an REO Speedwagon tribute band. And any girl under 50, the vagina's drying up immediately once they hear
He's
it.
like, but Porsche. And they're like,
No, not enough. I need Lambo for this, buddy. Lambo and $1,500.
I love Huc-A-Poos. It's probably my favorite place in the county to go overall, besides home. Here. I like the podcast too. But it's never struck me as the kind of place you would bring an escort to. Maybe meet one, but not bring one.
Maybe meet up, yes. And the thing was, this was at 2 PM on a Thursday.
And it's not like you were meeting her and going to the beach.
No.
Oh, I bet he wears banana hammocks.
He looks like the type that probably would when he's not even going to the beach. Like his underwear. What are we doing? His underwear is a banana hammock. You know how...
Oh, yeah, all day long, probably.
All day long, you know. Maybe not like Speedo necessarily, but it is like the shortcut.
Yeah.
Whatever. Maybe.
Shorter than your shorts?
Shorter than my shorts, for sure. I'm wearing my long shorts today. I thought I'd change it up a little bit. But yeah, and I've seen people meet up.
Tinder. I met a Tinder date there once.
Sure, and I've seen it before, but this is his peacocking, like trying to be like, hey, look what I can pull. It's like, yeah, anyone can pull that with $1,000.
Okay, do you think he put all his money into the Porsche and the escorts, so he has to go to a dive bar in order to do this because he's maximized his output over here.
Well, here's the thing:
he's front loaded, and in the back he's like, you can get one topping.
He does have a tip cap though, because on my $46 tab, he gave me a $50 bill. On his $19 tab that he had that day, he gave Amanda a $5 bill. So
he tipped her. Wait. So he got her a better percentage than you, is what you're saying?
Yes, a much better percent.
I wonder why.
That's weird, right? A burly Danish 41-year-old with a beard versus
and blonde hair. It looks like he drives an escort, a Ford Escort.
versus a flirty, voluptuous girl, huh?
Under 30.
Under why? Under 30.
Under
I wonder
30.
why. I wonder why. I wonder why.
I don't know at all.
Huh. That's weird.
Who gets a girl?
Who? That's weird, huh? Huh. That's weird.
We'll never solve this mystery. We know what we need on this? Benoit Blanc. He can solve this mystery.
Call in, but I don't know. I received this box. It was in a terrible condition.
She is an escort. He's a buffoon.
So we're gonna
Tips
tell,
like a buffoon.
he does tip like a damn
I should have
buffoon.
gotten high. I'm gonna say buffoon a bunch now.
So we're gonna talk about our New Year's horror stories on the Patreon here.
Yes, we
coming
definitely
up
are.
right
We can
up.
tell you all some past New Year's horror stories. Not this New Year's. There's a. I saw. We'll lead into that near the end here.
Okay.
I do want before we transfer. Shout out to my cousin Casey in Athens.
I was about to say I was gonna remind
who
you. Of that.
hey, I got stuff
we
over
go.
here on this thing. So he started listening to the podcast, loves it, and you know what he did? He started at the recent episode and is going back. Please tell your friends about our podcast. Share, tell them to start here and move backwards.
Start here.
Start here and move backwards.
Well, I love how you because I ask everyone too. I'm like, hey, where'd you start? And
However, after 100, don't start at 100. Start at 99 and a half or 101 because 100 is going to be full of a bunch of references you don't understand.
Yeah.
Like the first time I listened to your mom's house, I was like, jeans,
jeans,
high
huh?
tight.
Yeah.
Carl Brooks is a murderer? Okay, I'm in on that one.
And on that one, that's what my Wi-Fi.
You saw that
here
made the
is.
National Enquirer, right?
Yes.
Garth Brooks getting harassed by Tom Segura in his pants.
And so did Andrew Tate really get arrested on trafficking charges, or is that still
He was arrested in Romania.
sort of debatable? Okay.
Because I think they said Greta Thunberg
Yeah.
busted him out because like she saw the pizza box in the background of one of his videos.
They saw that. They were wondering if he was in Romania.
yeah.
So Jerry's Pizza, at the end of this video, this guy doxes himself that he's in the country. All they needed to know is that he was in the country.
Yeah. And they don't have an extradition policy here, I think, but they're asking for things he's doing there, like trafficking. Like he's driving, I think from what I understand, he may have been driving escorts in a Porsche
You're
across
right,
the
yeah.
border from Romania from other countries, therefore making it trafficking. Even if they're not trafficked, like they've kidnapped the escort, but they're still a prostitute and you're trafficking them across
There's
state lines.
trafficking laws in terms of having a stable of women placed in a place, even if it's not against their will.
Right,
but
but
holding
apparently
them
they're very, very young.
So they have a stable of like OnlyFans girls or cam girls or whatever that they take a percentage off of them, but then they kind of don't let them leave.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's weird. I've heard of something on there like that around here once. Anyways, we'll rock on. So, but yeah, they got him, I guess. I don't buy into his beliefs and stuff, but he's a character.
Listen, he does not break character. He is a misogynist, but he plays it so hard that
Yeah.
it goes into the realm of
And
caricature.
he really, look, I know that a lot of people don't like the guy, and I get it, but he's taking money from idiots that you
Exactly.
don't like. At least he's taking some money from them so they can't do idiot stuff around you. Like they can only get their truck jacked up this high, not this high, and then drive down the street really fast with 1,000 bright lights on it.
Yeah.
Not happen anywhere near my house.
And then another thing that happened in the world of true crime, sort of. There's been a lot of lawsuits against David Miscavige, which is the leader of Scientology.
Mm-hmm.
And every year they have a New Year's, wrap up so that Miscavige can tell. Well, they've been trying to serve him papers for these lawsuits forever, but no one can get into a Scientology building. You know, the lawyers and the whatever.
Please tell me they flew over with a helicopter and dropped him down on top of him. Just 1,000.
Someone leaked where he was going to be, and they showed up there. And what they did was they had a fake gunman show up to the outside,
Is this part of Knives Out I didn't see?
brandish a weapon so that all the cops had to deal with this. So basically, a agent provocateur, but from within Scientology, because Scientology is like super rich, even though they only have like 6,000 members anymore. Here's what they do. So for this New Year's
They
thing,
don't pay taxes.
yeah, exactly. It's pretty easy to make a lot of money if you don't pay taxes. So all the members, they're so desperate now to go to this Scientology thing. Even if you are a Scientologist and you've been invited, you have to buy a hotel room to stay in, even if you live there. This is how they're fleecing their people. Yeah, it's crazy. So Miscavige isn't missing; he's just lost because
and metaphorically and literally. So they got him though.
yeah, no, they didn't get him. The agent provocateur, or whatever you want to call him, the fake gunman
Yeah.
that caused all the hubbub, they got Miscavige out of there.
Because they thought he was going to get shot. And now he's on. The thing is, now he's on the lookout. Now it's gonna be real hard to get him. Now, see, my idea would have been better. They're on the rooftop, just drop over
I
flyers.
don't think you could just fly a leaflet over and then call that being served.
I'm making up these law rules here from behind the lawcast. No,
From behind
Go be a buffoon.
From behind the bar of Georgia, the Georgia Bar Association.
Yeah, that's that kind of bar. Yeah, sure. So they didn't get him. That sucks.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna get him at some point. He can't leave the country, but it's weird because
They don't have their own airline.
I'm
Fly you into the volcanoes.
Yeah, get them body thetans out of you. But yeah, but we would love to. We'd love to tell you what's going to happen on the 100th episode, but only our Patreons know that right now.
Yes, they will be finding out what we are doing on 100. You'll find out next week.
Yeah, you'll find next
on 99 and a half.
Yeah, on episode 99
you'll have
and a half.
99 problems. This episode ain't one.
But this episode ain't a whole one. Got him.
Yeah, it wasn't. That was hey.
Well, do us a favor and go to youtube.com and subscribe to From Behind the Barcast. It's free. It's just to hit the little red button. And if you don't ever want to miss our uploads, just hit the little bell for notifications, and it'll send you a notification every time.
Yeah.
Also, like our reels on Instagram, From Behind the Barcast.
Yes, please.
And
the later it gets.
And cheers, you queers. We love you. Happy New Year.
So well, hold on.
Jeez, sorry. Oh, and we got
like 10 minute segment. Come on, you going?
Oh, really?
You're an hour.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, thank you, producer Kelly.
Yeah. So New Year's Eve, I went to the Britannia.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut this off.
This is my New Year's Eve this year story. I'll give you the beginning, and then maybe we'll have a little video for you on the Patreon tonight. Because
did you get sent the video?
I'm getting some video of this.
Yes.
Kerfuffle. I walk into the bar with me, Rob, Fro, and Sydney. There's people we know there. Russ is at the bar, one of our patrons. And I sit down and start talking to Russ immediately. Shout Russ for buying us all drinks. Doesn't drink, but bought us drinks.
Sober Russ is the dopest Russ ever.
Oh, man.
He's so fun.
This one you thought he couldn't get any better. He got sober.
He is the
Cheers
funnest
to that
Russ.
shit. So I walk in, and within 3 minutes, there's a kerfuffle behind me. Something's going on. And so I turn around, and I am half a head taller than everyone behind me that are fighting, and I see this girl get socked in the face. It's a girl fight. I'm like, hell yeah. So I took my shirt off and got in the middle.
I pulled my pants down.
They were already down, buddy. Dogs won. The puppies are out. And so I put my drink down, and I'm like, put my glass down. So I get in the middle of it. Like, I spread my body fully out, and there's between the table and the bar, I can cover almost all the area. And it's weird because they're like yelling around me, but like I'm not there. No one's trying to move me or do anything to me. And this one guy like looks up at me, and he has this look in his face, and I was like, "Don't do it, dude," because he looked like he was gonna hit me. And like at this point, Russ, Rob, and Fro are now behind this man. So if he hits me. Night, New Year's Eve. Yeah. So, like, you don't want to do this because not only will I beat the shit out of you, but then I'm not going to get a chance before Rob kills you. Yeah. And so, but he has his hands in his pockets. That's a kind of odd move when you're looking at somebody like you want to punch him. I'm like, hey, man, it's over. They're getting thrown out. Just relax. And it's his girlfriend that got punched.
Oh, so the reason he was invested was because his girlfriend got punched.
Yeah. And I don't know who these people are, I don't know any of their drama is, and I still don't give a shit. So
you didn't know these people is what you're saying? Okay.
So it's broken up. Half of them were told to leave. I think they should go hang out on the porch or whatever, or at the parking lot. 10 minutes later, Russ is leaving. I was like, hey, I'm going to walk out the car with you. I'm going to smoke a cigarette and talk to you, I'm drunk. I'm just rambling about shit like I am right now. Not drunk. I don't drink and drive. And so I'll get into the rest of this on the Patreon, but here's how this goes. Russ and I are talking. Our buddy Mike walks by, and I look over, and this car full of people is backing up, and I hear wham from the other side of the car as girl punches in the window to girl talking shit to her in the car. So then
windows down.
Windows down. They're talking shit as they're driving away, and so the girl that got punched the first time
lands a goodbye.
Punches back, and then from the passenger side, a guy tries to get out. Here comes little hands in pockets guy, kicks the door shut, punches dude. Video starts getting filmed about this point, and I'll finish the story right after this break on the Patreon.
We're gonna tell our. I have a past New Year's story.
Yeah, I'll finish this one, then I've got one where I got fired for calling in sick from Florida.
That's super gnarly. And if you'd like to hear the Patreon, where we're gonna announce what's happening on the 100th episode,
you can literally pay $5 to hear.
It is patreon.com/FromBehindTheBarcast.
Or come find me at my job.
Or come find you at his job, yes. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on Instagram. Buy the book Tip Finance by Ms. Barbara Sloan. Yes. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Clint. What a day. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you guys for being with us here.
And we'll see you for episode 99 and a half
next week. Bye, bitches. No.